The time has finally come. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my official 2023 NBA mock draft. The draft is tomorrow. I'm going to be live streaming it on this channel, probably going live around 7:45 Eastern time, and we're going to be following this mock along the whole way, seeing if I get any of these picks right, seeing if I get most of these picks wrong, because mock drafts, man, they are tough to do, and this is going to be my final one. This is the only one that I could say, okay, I predicted this, and I'm nervous, because some of these I feel great about, and then some of these I'm like, I had no other choice but to have this player here. So if you guys did enjoy all the draft content, all the mock drafts, all the reaction to the mock drafts leading up until the NBA draft, I would appreciate it if you dropped a thumbs up on this video. Let's see if we can get 1,000 likes. So yeah, let's hop right into this mock draft. Number 1 overall pick. Who could it be? Man, we knew this over a year and a half ago. It's going to be Victor Wembanyama out of France, going to the San Antonio Spurs, a 7'5" center who could shoot 30-foot threes and handle the basketball like a point guard. He's a generational prospect. He's going to have such high expectations coming into the NBA right away. Who knows? The Spurs also may trade for another pick in the lottery. In this official mock, though, we do no trades. We're just going with the draft order and what we have at the moment I'm recording this. And with the number 1 pick, the Spurs are taking Victor Wembanyama, arguably the best prospect we have seen since LeBron James back in 2003. Man, number 2, back and forth, back and forth. The betting odds right now have Scoot Henderson as the favorite to go to Charlotte, but Jonathan Givony of ESPN, Jonathan Wasserman of Bleacher Report, and Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer all have Brandon Miller going number 2 to Charlotte. So is there something they don't know? Is there something maybe the betting markets don't know? I think whoever's picking number 2 on draft night, if it's the Hornets, if the Pelicans make a trade, if the Blazers trade up, if the Rockets trade up, if there's any move at 2, I think it's going to be Scoot Henderson. I think the Hornets have to realize he's a generational point guard talent. I know he plays the same position as your franchise player in LaMelo Ball, but you are going to make it work. I don't think Brandon Miller is a generational prospect whatsoever, in which you're going to take him over Scoot. I think Scoot is closer to Wemby than Miller is the Scoot, which is kind of crazy to say, but that is just my evaluation on Scoot Henderson. I think who's ever selecting here at 2 can't mess this up, and I may be wrong with the 2nd overall pick on draft night, because we're all going 1 for 1 in our mock drafts, but this is where some people could mess up. I'm going with Scoot Henderson, and that's my take. So, I already spoiled it. Number 3, it's going to be Brandon Miller. I think there's a chance, maybe Amen Thompson, where somebody else gets some hype here at 3, leading up to the draft. There's been so much smokescreen. We know how the draft ended up last year. We all thought Jabari Smith was going to be the number 1 pick, and Paolo was going 3, and then they flopped on draft night. We're basically, okay, the Magic kind of surprised everybody and took Paolo Banchero number 1. So I think 3 will be Brandon Miller, and similar with the Scoot pick at 2, it's who's ever picking at 3. If it's the Clippers, if it's the Raptors, if it's the Pelicans, yeah, like any team that's picking here at 3, I believe the pick will still be Brandon Miller regardless. So we're here at 4 with the Houston Rockets. This is going to be the Amen Thompson pick in my opinion. Apparently, this could also be smokescreen. And Thompson's workout with the Rockets, they said he's the best athlete they've ever seen in a workout, which is very high praise, but Amen is an insane athlete. He could be the best athlete in this draft. I'm not as high on Amen Thompson as other people are. The jump shot scares me. The mechanics scare me. I don't know how that's going to translate to the next level, but hey, this is not a big board. I believe he's going to be the 4th overall pick on draft night, even if the Rockets think they're getting James Harden, or if they don't. I think it's going to be Amen Thompson either way, and he's the 4th pick to the Rockets. So here we are at 5 with the Pistons, and all these analysts are saying Cam Whitmore has not looked great in his pre-draft workout. So that scared me a little bit to take him with the 5th overall pick. And I think this could be 3 prospects here I think are going to be 5, 6, and 7. I think it's going to be some type of way of Ausar Thompson, Cam Whitmore, and Jarris Walker. I don't know how the order is going to look, but that is what I think is going to happen on draft night. With the 5th overall pick, though, I'm going to have the Detroit Pistons select Jarris Walker. I don't think I would take him here at number 5. I would even look at maybe Taylor Hendricks over Jarris Walker. I'm kind of leaning towards, but I think he's going to be the pick. I may regret that, but I think the Pistons could go with the big man out of Houston. We're on the clock here at 6 with the Orlando Magic, and if Ausar Thompson doesn't go 5, I believe he will go 6. I feel like the Magic may be just destined to get a Thompson twin in this draft. They have 2 lottery picks, 6 and 11, so they could definitely be trading one of these picks. And as the draft goes along, if I get the pick exactly right, I get a point. And if, say, the Magic traded the pick to, say, the Knicks at 11, and I mocked Ausar Thompson at 11, and the Knicks took Ausar Thompson, I'd get like half a point, you know. But yeah, at 6, we're going with Ausar Thompson to the Orlando Magic. And then at 7, The Indiana Pacers, man. Because I was like, okay, this could be Cam Whitmore, but people have Cam Whitmore going like 9 to the Utah Jazz and not going to the Wizards, not going to the Pacers. So this could be Taylor Hendricks. And like Cam Whitmore's like assist to turnover ratio was garbage at Villanova. He's not a pass first player. He's not a great passer in general. Doesn't have good court vision. But he's a good scorer, and does Indiana pass that up? I feel like Cam Whitmore was a consensus top 7 guy throughout the last 3 months. Now, of course, like the last week, he's not going to be. Maybe he didn't do great in the pre-draft workouts. And I'm going to be a little bit different. I'm going to have the Indiana Pacers select Taylor Hendricks. I think this is the highest we see him go. I'd be very shocked if he goes 5 or 6 in this draft. But I think with Jarris Walker already off the board, I believe Indiana would like somebody that they could put next to Miles Turner and have as a pick and roll partner with Tyrese Halliburton. So you know what? I've been mocking Anthony Black to the Wizards for so long, and I know that was on like the presumption that Bradley Beal was going to be there. But you know what? Let's have them take Anthony Black, and that is the pick. I'm sticking with my gut, and then I can't believe I'm also going to have Cam Whitmore fall to 9. This could definitely be traded. The Pacers pick could be traded. Washington could look to trade the pick. But yeah, Cam Whitmore falling all the way to 9. I can't believe I'm buying into this smoke screen. I know I'm going to be looked like a fool on draft night and on the stream, and I'm going to point it out to this exact moment. I'm going to be like, guys, don't you remember about a day ago when I said, I know I'm going to look like a fool, and I still did it anyway. So we're on the clock here, 10 with the Dallas Mavericks. I think they could go in a multitude of directions as well. Could they look at Cason Wallace? Could they look at Jordan Hawkins? They could be a Derek Lively team. I've seen some Derek Lively hype going as high as pick 10. And you know what? I think we're going to see it. I think the Dallas Mavericks could 100% trade this pick. They want some defensive side. I believe it could definitely happen. All right, with the 11th overall pick, I'm going to have the Orlando Magic select Grady Dick. They need kind of shooting guards or more wings on this team. They got Ausar Thompson at 6, super high upside, but maybe he's not going to be the greatest shooter right away. So they're going to get a great shooter coming out of Kansas, and they could take the chance on Dick because they already had a lottery pick at number 6. So they get Dick there at 11. At 12, the OKC Thunder are on the board. I believe Kobe Buffkin is going to go in the lottery, and I believe this is going to be the pick here at 12. He's somebody that's been getting so much hype as of late, and I'm so happy because he's one of my favorite prospects in this draft, and I think he should 100% go in the lottery, and I'm going to have him going to the OKC Thunder here at 12. At 13, Bilal Koulibaly out of France. I kind of find him here on this list. There he is, Wemby's teammate. I also wouldn't be surprised if the Spurs tried getting him and trading back into the lottery to pick him, but I feel like he's just a Raptors prototype player. Now with Fred VanVleet leaving, they could look into the point guard sphere. Cason Wallace still on the board, but I think Bilal is also locked to go in the lottery as well, and that's the pick at 13. And with the last pick of the lottery, I'm going to have the New Orleans Pelicans go between Cason Wallace and Jordan Hawkins. They're going to debate it the way this draft has fallen, but yeah, I'm going to go with Jordan Hawkins, NBA ready, can give them 3-and-D complimentary piece right next to Brandon Ingram. Maybe Zion, maybe not. We don't know if he's going to be on the team. It's looking like he's going to get traded, which would be just kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, Jordan Hawkins going to be the last lottery pick there to the Pelicans. The first non-lottery pick, I think the Hawks are going to go Cason Wallace. I think they're going to just be sitting there like, how did this guy with his defensive potential and his just skill set off ball, on ball, fell to us at 15. They have a plethora of wings. They have Bogdan Bogdanovic, DeAndre Hunter. They have Sadiq Bey. They have AJ Griffin, who they took in the first round last year. They have Collins at the 4. They already have 2 centers. They have 2 starting guards in Murray and Young. Why don't you go get a good defensive backup, Cason Wallace, who could play next to DeJounte Murray. He could play definitely next to Trae Young, and I think that's the pick there at 15. We're on the clock here at 16 for the Utah Jazz. They already ended up with Cam Whitmore, so you're already looking like a Cam Whitmore at the 3, Markkanen at the 4, and a Kessler at the 5 lineup. I believe the Jazz could go with a high upside player here in Keontae George. I think he's probably going to go in the 12 to 18 range, and I think there's so many prospects in this draft that have a range like that, and he's definitely one of them. The Lakers here at 17. I like this being the Nick Smith Jr. pick. I think he's going to go in the top 20, and I believe he will go above Jalen Hood-Schifino. That could be a hot take for me, and I think the Lakers would like his combo guard potential for them going forward. 18 here, Miami Heat. I've been mocking this a ton. I have them taking Leonard Miller out of the G League Ignite. Just seems like he could be a Heat culture guy. Just seems like what they want to build. If he could develop any type of shot, or at least be a backup center for them. Like I would say a small ball 5, but he's 6'10", but just a versatile freak athlete, backup 5 next year. I like Leonard Miller going to the Heat there at 18. And at number 19, the Golden State Warriors are on the clock, and I'm going to have them select Colby Jones out of Xavier. Somebody like Jordan Hawkins, I mentioned with the Pelicans, could come in and be an immediate impact contributor for them right away. Like, this would even make more sense if they move Kuminga or Moody or Jordan Poole this offseason. Thompson. I like Colby Jones here. I don't think I'm going to have them taking a big because I think Draymond will come back. At 20 here, the Houston Rockets are on the clock. And I believe this could be like a Dariq Whitehead pick, somebody that could be a complimentary piece, a spot-up shooter. This is their second first-round pick since they took Amen Thompson at number 4, so they could take a chance on Dariq Whitehead. If he gets hurt, it's not the end of the world. He was your second first-round pick at number 20, but if he hits, he could be one of the best spot-up shooters in this league around James Harden, maybe, or Amen Thompson. At 21, the Brooklyn Nets, I think they're just like so happy that one of these point guards fell to them. Like if Cason Wallace or Jalen Hood-Schifino or Nick Smith fell to them, they would be thrilled. And in this case, JHS, I think, could fall in the draft. I think he could go in the lottery. Like I said, like the Raptors could be looking for a point guard. But I think if not, I think teams that would pass up on him, and then he could fall to the Brooklyn Nets there at 21, who have back-to-back picks. And then at 22, I think they can go with Olivier Maxence Prosper, who's also had so much hype as of late leading up to the pre-draft process. A switchable defender that is not a bad offensive player by any means. He's physical, but he can hustle, and the Nets have 2 first-round picks. He got the green room invite, so there's a 99% chance he goes in the first round. And I believe around this pick at 22, the Nets could be interested, and I think take him because I believe the Blazers would have definitely taken him at 23. And at 23, I think the Blazers could go with Noah Clowney. I don't think I have a top 23 grade on him in my opinion, but somebody like Maxence Prosper could be a switchable guy on defense, and they definitely needed as many defenders as possible. All right, 24, we have the Sacramento Kings taking Ryan Rupert. They could take a chance on Rupert 100%. They don't need this pick to be a 3-and-D superstar. I think Ryan Rupert could be a great defensive player in the league. Maybe not his rookie year, maybe not his sophomore year, but 100% in year 3 if he keeps developing and just kind of gets those intangibles going, because he's good off ball. He's good in the passing lanes. He's so lanky. He is. He's got great size, and he could be an all-world defender, and then the offense is just an added just benefit to the Kings for them. So 24, I kind of love the Rupert pick. I'm not the biggest Jett Howard guy, but I think we could see him or Sensabaugh going later in the draft than we expect. I think this could be Howard. This could be Sensabaugh. And I'm actually going to have Bryce Sensabaugh be the pick here. I was going back and forth who I had, Jett Howard or Bryce Sensabaugh. Which Big Ten freshman wing is going to go here? I have Sensabaugh to the Memphis Grizzlies, and then I'm going to end up going with Jett Howard to the Pacers here at 26. So they end up with Taylor Hendricks and Jett Howard, 2 guys that could be an immediate impact contributors for them if they're trying to make the play-in tournament next year. We have the Hornets' second first-round pick. They got Scoot Henderson before. Let's have them get a wing that I think should 100% go in the first round. I love his talent. I think he could be a 3-level scorer at an efficient level at the next level. Maxwell Lewis at a Pepperdine. He gets to the rim and he finishes at the rim. He's efficient at the rim, which translates to the next level, and he should 100% go in the first round, and this would be a steal in my opinion. I have a much higher grade on him than I think he will go. All right, Jazz here at 28. I think this has to be Brandon Podziemski out of Santa Clara. He's somebody that I think should definitely go in the first round as well. Him, like Jett Howard and Bryce Sensabaugh, could all go a lot higher in this draft, so I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Pacers here at 29, man. I think James Najee could be in play here, but I think James Najee could also go early in the second. I think Ben Shepherd and his shooting ability out of Belmont could be 100% in play here, and I'm not a huge Ben Shepherd guy because of his age, and like the Pacers have kind of done that in the past with Chris Duarte and a couple other guys, but I think he's somebody that could 100% go in the first round. So that's the third and final Pacers first round pick. They end up with Jett Howard, Ben Shepherd, and Taylor Hendricks. Okay, and then there's like 10 guys that I think could go here at 30. I think it could be James Najee. I think it could be Chris Murray. Jaime Jaquez is still on the board. Andre Jackson, Trace Jackson Davis, Marcus Sasser, Sidi Sissoko, Kobe Brown. Oh man, there are so many players that could be here with the final pick. And I was just going back and forth. Could it be Najee? But I think the Clippers are looking for somebody that's a little bit more polished that could help them right away. I think they could look at, I think, 2 guys. I think it's between Jaime Jaquez or Chris Murray. And I'm going to have them go with Chris Murray because I think he could be a little bit more of a polished shooter at the next level. So that is it. That is my 2023 NBA mock draft. I locked it in. I'm super excited to be live streaming the draft for you guys. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you know when I go live. It's going to be at 7:45 Eastern time on Thursday. I'm going to be live streaming the whole first round, giving my thoughts, analysis for every single pick, probably some live reactions to trades as well. So hope you guys can make it. Hope you guys enjoyed the mock drafts and all the content leading up to the draft. I had so much fun doing this. Drop a like if you did enjoy. Hope I'll see you guys on Thursday, and hope you guys have a great day. Peace.